Oh
my gosh. Hi.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, you can grab your grabbing.
Oh, yeah. No, I was grabbing my beer. I totally needed it.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Hopefully, everybody had an amazing... You have the...
I have the big beer.
The Indigo
I needed the
mug.
big... So we just came back from... Oh, I guess you were doing an intro, weren't you? I don't want to interrupt your intro.
No, it's...
Intro away. Intro.
No, I think we're good.
Intro.
Hi, guys.
Do we have audio? I'm not hearing whether or not we have audio. I think we do. I'm just not hearing audio through my headset, but that's probably because I'm on mute.
That could be because...
Now, yeah, we have audio.
We have audio?
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool. All right, I can get rid of that now. So, hi, Techie! Anyway, so we've been working our butt off this weekend because there's a local festival that he MCs and that I walk stilts for, and families there, and it's just so wonderful and magical and hot. So hot. I'm burned. I'm like, you can't tell, but
she's not saying
I'm just burned.
Hot is in the colloquial, like, sexy. Oh, it's
oh
hot.
No. It's just hot.
Temperature-wise, it's uncomfortable. But we had that this weekend, and it's been kind of...
I still have my wristband.
Yes. Oh God, it's been it's been a bit of a dark weekend in terms of us being able to stream and stuff like that, just because we've been so busy with this festival. But we thought, hey, might as well come on Sunday when we have game night, but sort of take it back down a notch. We had fun the other night when it was just the two of us just sort of hanging out.
And we didn't teach you a card game. I mean, we meant to. We will at some point. It's a really good game. We should totally teach everyone how to play this game.
It's a great game. We'll have to do that, but we just had more fun just kind of hanging out and talking with everybody.
And then we talked about this idea, but we hadn't actually planned on like we were like, yeah, we'll do that sometime. It's a great thing. We should do this. This will be great.
Right.
And then half an hour ago? We were going to do cards or something.
We were going to do cards, but then I was like, the cards are just this, like, thing that allows us to sort of talk and hang out and share stories and have beer. I was like, we should cut out the middleman. Like, I still brought the cards if we need them, but instead I thought it would be fun to use you, our audience, to basically homebrew some different items for our 5th edition D&D game that takes place in Wonder. You're all very creative people, and I thought by us working together and you, the audience, sort of submitting your ideas, it might be a fun idea for us to just sort of hang out and talk and sort of create characters on the fly. So that's what we're going to try to do tonight. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't work, then we will... I know us well enough to know that we'll probably try another time.
Yeah, well, and we also need to talk times because it seems like 8 o'clock's trickier for some people than 9 o'clock Eastern, and so we're kind of trying to figure out what times work best for everybody. And what we're also finding is a lot of times more people join right around 8:15 or 8:20. So this may even be kind of starting off with, for those of you, a lot of you seem to watch the VODs later. So this may be kind of starting off with some of the stuff that happened this weekend and maybe playing some cards, and we might go into coming up with some more ideas when we get some more people that are able to kind of join us.
Sure, yeah. So did you have fun this weekend? I don't know if many people know this. You would know this if you followed like on Instagram and things like that.
Yeah, if you're on our Discord, you saw a picture of what I was doing this weekend. I wish I had one to kind of post for you right now, but I don't because I would have had to download it and then put it on the computer, and I didn't plan ahead.
Indigo does stilt walking, and so this... it's on the Discord, so please feel free to hang out with us on Discord. But
I was a giant pig. Hi.
Indigo was a giant pig walking around on stilts this weekend and interacting with people. I'm not that much of a... Like, I'm a voice actor by trade. I'm pretty...
They can't see it, but I was going to be like...
Are you going to do
Look, see? But you can't really... There! That was me! That's what I was doing this weekend. You can't see it very well. But if you're in the Discord, or if you want to go into the Discord, you can find a picture that's not me holding my phone up to a camera. Yeah. There. So, sorry. Go ahead. Both of our brains are completely fried. This could be really interesting, especially when we start beer.
Start with beer. So we had an interesting weekend. She did stilt walking and stuff like that just to kind of fill you guys in. I almost got into a fight this weekend, which is really weird because I don't really get into fights. Basically, I'm emceeing this event and had this interesting thing happen where while I was emceeing the event, somebody bum rushed the stage and drunkenly and profanity-ladenly tried to grab the microphone from my hand and just start sort of spouting off nonsense. So your good buddy Scribe had to got into an altercation, to say the least, and then the cops were involved, and I don't know how much of this I should talk about or can talk about on
That's true.
Twitch stream.
But without any names or anything, because this is such a small town, this was a person he'd actually met earlier in the day.
Right.
Because the girlfriend of this person was somebody that my family member knew very well growing up.
I wasn't even.
Oh yeah. Well, and the police officer that got involved is somebody that I knew from my workplace from a while ago. So it was all a bunch of convoluted people who kind of knew other people who knew other people. And
actually, Magnoff, Audie, we love you. Magnoff, thank you. Magnoff,
Hi.
this is minutes after you left.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Basically, long story short, this individual came forward and tried to grab my microphone, and he then went and got somebody that was in a wheelchair because
That he didn't know,
and basically was like, "Hey, give this guy the microphone," and I was like, "No, I can't do that." And he says, "Yeah, you're gonna be that guy? You're not gonna give this guy the microphone because he's in a wheelchair?" And I was like, "No, I'm just not giving him the microphone because I can't give him a microphone."
And it's my microphone.
And he tried to come up on the stage, and essentially the words were, "If you take one fucking step on this stage, I will make sure you leave the stage, one way or the other." And I don't want to say some of the words that I said, but essentially it turned into something bigger than that. And yeah, thank you so much, Blaster Dragon, for the host.
Hey.
We're gonna try some homebrewing some stuff. So yeah.
So yeah, it was fun. Oh, and then we had a sunscreen debacle because we couldn't find sunscreen, and there was a miscommunication with someone who was going to bring some sunscreen, and they didn't end up being able to bring the sunscreen, but we found out that was not going to happen about an hour into my 3-hour set in the sun. So by that point, I was already up and I was already burning, and I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to burn the rest of the way because there's nothing I can do now. So yeah, so it was kind of crazy.
It was nuts. So yeah, it was bad. All right, so welcome to Homebrew and Brew with you.
There's lots of words that rhyme in there.
I love that words that rhyme in alliteration. There's not a lot of alliteration in that, but I just love.
Well, there's 2 words, but it's the same word, so it's kind of cheating.
Brew and Brew.
Like the mice. It's not really alliteration if you just say the same word over and over.
I love that. That's where your head went. So I figured tonight might be a good night because I have some adventures planned for my Heroes in Wonder. No, you're gonna have to listen because you're part of the show, and so I wanted to talk about some of the things. One of the first things that I want to help establish is I want a magical item, but I want something unique, and I'm almost thinking something along the lines of like a clothing piece, maybe.
We have discovered that our 4-year-old who comes up with magical items. Every magical item he comes up with involves skeletons.
We discovered that the hard way. I was like, hey, help me come up with a magical item. He's like, all right, cool. It's a skeleton, and it summons skeletons. And I was like, cool. I was thinking something different, maybe a little something. It's like, cool. It's a hat. And I was like, go on. It summons skeletons.
And then I was like, well, okay, something else. It's a skeleton that makes ghosts. Okay. So he's really fixated on, yeah, okay.
All right, so I need a magical item. I was kind of leaning towards, and maybe you can help me work through this. And here's how Homebrews and Brews.
Stand up straight.
Yeah, skeletons are the real MVPs. Yeah, skeletons are not. Stop it. Skeletons are not the real MVPs because I have tried to have these guys fight skeletons twice in a campaign, and both times. The skeletons.
No, what happened?
Both times.
Oh no, what happened?
The fights were completely diffused. So I'm almost contemplating at the very end battle.
I messed up one of the battles.
You messed up.
I didn't mess up the other. What was the other one?
I'm not going to tell you the other one because
I
may
never
use
even
it
saw
again.
the skeleton.
No,
the
you
other
completely
time?
bypassed it, and I was like, oh, finally I get to bring my skeleton fight back, and you guys just were like, no, we do this, and I was like, oh, dang it.
I was a giant spider, and I accidentally killed all the skeletons, but I didn't know they were all there. Well, no, I did.
Yeah.
I didn't at first, but then I did, and I accidentally took out all of his bad guys.
Yeah. So Audie, you may be right. Skeletons are friends, not food. That's very true. Sorry, I didn't. I added.
You added the food thing. Why are you going to food with skeletons? Are you hungry?
No, because
we just had pizza.
Because fish are friends.
No, I got it. Never mind.
So we need a magical item. Audie, Magnoth, anybody that seems to be in the room right now, I need your help designing a magical item because my brain is somewhat fried. I feel like that's the best time to start creating something. I want something interesting, and it doesn't have to be completely functional. Because our littlest one.
It's a car, and you make it of cheese.
No, but cloaks. Cloaks are good. All right, let's start with that.
Okay, cloak.
We're gonna start with the golden glock of a cloak. All right, so this is a magical cloak of some sort. I don't know. Thank you, Audie. So lately in the game, we've had somebody that had a pair of clothes that could change based on whim. Should we make this class specific?
The cloak that changes colors depending on the wearer's mood. Ooh, a mood cloak.
A mood cloak is really good.
I like that. Ooh, I don't know if anybody would really like. There would be times at which that might be a useful thing to have, and there are times when that could be a very, very...
Okay, so what's the benefit of your mood being out there? Like, we have to give a benefit to it.
Yeah.
Almost like you get different benefits based on the color of the cloak.
Oh, so like you get a magical thing you can do, but it's based on your mood, so you've got to kind of control your mood.
Let's break down the basic emotions that we want to use. Putting it on you can put it on someone to sort of understand
to tell their
mood. That's an option too.
Yeah.
Putting it on someone, putting a cloak on, and knowing how they're actually feeling.
So it's almost more of an entrapping kind of thing because they probably don't want you to know how they feel.
Oh, resistance is based on the colors. Oh, that's good.
Oh, so not an offensive cloak, a defensive cloak. I like it.
But you have to up your mood if you want to be...
Yeah, so like I need like ice defense, but I'm going to need to get myself in a really bad mood for this.
I need to think about puppies getting kicked. What is this?
I need to get really cranky.
This is like I need you to slap me in the face as hard as you can because I need to be resistant to fire right now.
Oh, like scared is a shield. So if you're afraid, then it's automatically a shield cloak.
That's good too. Anger, joy, love, fear, sadness, disappointment, jealousy, surprise.
Well, I mean, you can really go to what's the movie?
Disney? Inside Out.
Thank you.
Yeah. So anger,
joy, love.
I don't want to do too many. I almost feel like anger,
That's
joy.
okay. Write them all down, and then you can circle the ones that are like the most prominent. Anger, joy, love, fear, sadness, disappointment, jealousy, surprise. Anger is a really good, easy one. Like that's a pretty standard. Fear would also be a really good one.
Jealousy, surprise is really good too, though. Like jealousy, surprise.
I'm almost scared of the direction they could go with love.
Because then you could get lust, and then it's like...
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so what's the ones we definitely want to use?
Love can have a charm effect.
Oh, that's good. Audie, that's real good. We got to do love.
Oh, we have a character in Wonder that would take advantage of that.
Anger,
in the
but it's got to be genuine love.
Of ways.
It's got to be genuine love. Ooh. I think the cloak, that's the thing. Like, anger, you got to be seriously angry. Like, love, you have to be in love.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I
love this, Audie. Okay, so love is the charm. Anger, we need something. Sadness? Anger, love, sadness. Fear might really be work. Surprise and fear are good.
Fear is nice because that can be an automatic, more of a shield protection sort of effect.
I'm going to add surprise and fear into the same sort of category. Okay, so we have anger, love, surprise, fear, sadness, and disappointment. We can also loop together. Appointment. That gets rid of surprise, maybe jealousy, disappointment. So anger and jealousy, could we also loop those?
Yeah.
Anger, jealousy, joy.
I mean, they're not the same thing, but they're connected emotions.
Joy and love?
Yeah, joy and love could be connected. I mean, they could be...
I don't want to make this...
Facets, yeah, because you can't get too complicated with it.
Yeah. Okay, so that gives us 4. We have anger and jealousy. We have love and joy. Fear and surprise, the sadness and disappointment.
Sadness makes a rain cloud form on their head. Oh.
Which casts a lightning bolt spell.
Oh. Wow. You could connect them to like actual DVD spells. You know what? I'm really glad I brought over this little computer because I can actually go and check out
Regrets?
spells.
Oh, regret's good too. Maybe like regret or like forlorn or like lost in thought sort of thing. I mean, it doesn't have to be actively raining. I like it. I like it too. Audie, you're good at this. Yeah, you guys are working well together. Okay. Audie, so we got sadness and disappointment.
Okay, I'm going over to D&D Beyond because I am going to
And I like the little rain cloud thing. What color does the cloak change for sadness and disappointment? Like a
blue is the easiest for sadness. That's the typical like sadness one.
Okay, so blue, sadness and disappointment. What's the item? Okay, so we're designing a cloak that changes based on your moods. It's a mood cloak. And the different color that the cloak changes is going to have a different magical effect for the wearer.
But the mood has to be genuine. So if you're not in that mood, you genuinely have to get into that mood. You can't just act it.
Audie had the idea of having a little rain cloud form over someone when they were sad. And I was thinking maybe the lightning bolt spell, but maybe do we make it an indiscriminate? Like when you're sad, like you're indiscriminately, like you don't control who the lightning hits.
Ooh, oh, that could be super dangerous.
What are some other, maybe Thunder Wave? Thunder Wave is a good spell.
Yeah. Oh gosh, okay. So there we go. DDB changed around some stuff, and I'm still getting used to it.
Yes, Audie, it's essentially, it's a chaos magic cloak. Like it's, well, I mean, chaotic in terms of like it reads your moods and then picks up on your moods. But yes, like a cloak where the magic is somewhat chaotic. This is great. I'm so into this.
Okay, lightning, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm even thinking lightning, but maybe even something like Misty Step. Because you want to just go.
Oh, you want to get away.
You want to get away. Like, you want to...
That's interesting.
Look up the spell
I'm looking up Misty Step
because
right
when
now.
you're sad, aren't you a little like Misty Eye? Hailstones is good too. We're playing around with like ice. Like...
Okay, Misty Step, second level spell, 1 bonus action normally. Briefly surrounded by silvery mist, you teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that you can see. I mean, it's nice because it's not too...
Crazy powerful?
Yeah.
Maybe we limit this to like second level spells?
Yeah, like second level and below.
I'm going to write down Misty Step because I love the fact that it starts raining and the rain just starts creating these little like mist in the air and stuff like that. But I like this. Okay, so for those just tuning in, we're designing a cloak where the different colors of the cloak change based on the wearer's mood, and we have different magical effects for a 5th edition game. Chaos magic cloak. This is good. Okay, so that would be sadness and disappointment. Almost like a blue, either a Misty Step.
Name it the Caterpillar's Cloak. Oh my god!
Oh,
I love it. I love it so much.
the Caterpillar's.
And this is, by the way, if you've just tuned in, this is for our Wonder campaign that's on Tuesday. So it takes place in Wonderland, but you don't have the typical, you don't have Alice and the Mad Hatter and all those as main players.
The amazing Technicolor Chrysalis.
Oh. So they're more deified in this? It's long after the time of...
It was red and yellow and pink
green and
blue
brown
and
and scarlet and... Yep. I think we just ran off of TOS. We have to stop there. Because I could go on.
Amazing Technicolor Chrysalis. You guys are amazing. Oh my god, you're so creative. Okay.
Oh, that could be really neat. If the fear one, if it's there are shield spells.
Yeah.
Like it chrysalises around you. It cocoons you.
Oh, okay. So sadness and disappointment.
Maybe
right
like
now,
Misty Step.
Working
is Misty Step.
Okay.
What is there is a spell.
What is fear? Wait, hang on. Fear and surprise. Is there a chrysalis?
I'm trying to remember if there's things like meld into stone. But I'm wondering or stone shape.
Stone
Let me look
skin.
up stone skin. Because that is something along those lines.
What's the color? You said orange. Is that what you associated with?
Oh, with fear?
Fear and
yellow. Generally yellow.
Like a bright yellow.
Yellow is
Fear
often associated as a color with fear.
Tanglefoot.
Tanglefoot. I'll look that up. I'm looking up stone skin first, and then I'll look up Tanglefoot.
yellow. Shield of Faith is 1. Stone Skin, Bark Skin. I like Shield of Faith. No. Those are all 5e things. Yellow is Fear, like the lanterns. Oh, that's good. That's a great pull. Do you know about the different lanterns? Like there's Green Lantern, but there's a Yellow Lantern in their comics and stuff like that. Oh, that's
Yeah. I didn't know where you were going with lanterns. There's many lanterns.
So I like playing along with the lanterns, Magnoff, because it's nerdy on a couple of different levels. So we'll do Fear and Surprise.
Oh, maybe Stone Skin is one word. I bet it is.
Yeah.
Stone Skin.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is. Okay, yeah, it's supposed to be one word. Okay, it's normal. Oh, it is normally a 4th level spell. It's 1 action.
Meowth, Tanglefoot. Tanglefoot is a thing in 5th edition, but it's I've only seen it associated with Tanglefoot
is this the
bag.
No.
You can have a Tanglefoot bag. It was part of the Artificer first draft where you could throw a Tanglefoot bag at someone.
Okay, it's 4th level, but if you're scared, I mean, it's a non-offensive spell. It's a protective. It's 1 hour.
Spell
Turns the flesh of a willing creature you touch as hard as stone. Until the spell ends, the target has resistance to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. It's non-magical, so it's not too bad. And you could drop the duration a little bit.
Magna said Bark Skin is 2nd level. Can you look up Bark Skin? Because that might actually get like the yellow bark.
Yeah.
Like the bark of a
might
tree
be more
or something like that.
like Bark Skin.
I definitely want to, like the Fear of Surprise, I definitely want the Chrysalis where like the movement speed is immediately dropped to 0.
Yeah. Okay, that is 2nd level. It's 1 action.
Okay.
Duration is still 1 hour. Rough bark-like appearance. AC. The target's AC can't be less than 16, regardless of what kind of armor it's wearing. So basically, it's just less powerful, but it's still good. Like it brings their. Which means if you have a target or a character that's higher than 16.
Yeah, but that's not as powerful. Maybe we do a mixture of Barkskin, but we add like the Shield of Faith, where your AC goes up by 2, but your movement speed drops to 0.
Oh yeah, actually you could even perhaps here. Let me look up Shield of Faith.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure
this episode partially sponsored by DDB.
Yes,
even though it's
thank
not
you.
officially, but we love DDB so much.
We use D&D Beyond all the time, so.
I have officially, I never thought this would happen, but I have officially graduated from paper character sheets to just D&D Beyond. I do not even have paper in front of me anymore, which I never thought would happen. I didn't think it was possible. It has happened. All right, so Shield of Faith, 10 minutes, 1st level spell. It's a bonus action. A shimmering field appears and surrounds a creature of your choice within range, granting it a +2 bonus to AC for the duration. But that's the thing, is you can still move and everything. And it's only 10 minutes.
Okay, I am. Thank you, Audie. I'm gonna. Okay, is this too much? Like, tell me if this is too much. Like people out there, I would rather do it at AC +3, movement speed cut to 0, and that way it's specifically catered to casters.
Yeah.
They immediately get a +3 to AC, but if their emotion changes,
so they can defend themselves. They just can't move anywhere.
They can't move anywhere. They're stuck really well. So if like an assassin crept up on you and like your AC would jump up, but you could not move, like you couldn't run away.
But the visual of the cloak going around you, if it's becoming a chrysalis, you shouldn't be able to fight.
So you can't cast spells.
It should be more like Stone Skin. It should be turning you to. It should be putting almost a shield around you. Like you can't fight, you can't move. You're a turtle in its shell.
You're incapacitated.
Like it's almost like pulling your arms and legs and everything into a shell, except it's a chrysalis instead.
Okay. So for Fear and Sadden,
there's no turtle shell spell. That's what we need.
A turtle shell.
Tortoise shell.
So for Fear and Surprise, you immediately get a +3 to AC. But you're incapacitated. Your movement speed is cut to 0. You can't take actions unless your mood changes.
Well, then we're back to something more like Barkskin, because +3 to AC, you're still fighting.
No. You immediately, the shield forms around you.
Yeah, but what if your AC is like 14? People are still going to be hitting you all over the place. Like if you're fluffing your ACs at 14, that's 17 AC. You're still gonna get hit, and you can't do anything.
So why don't we say like a protective shield, a protective bubble, comes around you.
Okay, maybe there's a shield type spell.
There is a shield. It's a reaction spell that wizards can use.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna pull up Stone Skin again just so we can compare it.
Okay.
And then I'll go into the what did you say it was? Shield?
Oh, Sanctuary is good too. Sanctuary is the one that I used to cast all the time when I was Z, and creatures have to make an additional Wisdom save in order to hit you.
Sanctuary. Alright.
That's a first level
You
spell.
ward a creature with a range against attack. Until the spell ends, any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or harmful spell must first make a Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell.
Honestly, that's pretty good.
I'm trying to think of the loopholes out of
Oh, no. I got it. Sanctuary is good, but Magnoth gave me a great idea. Folks just tuning in, we're designing a cloak that changes colors based on your mood, but different magical effects. Look up the spell Blur for me.
Okay. Alright, Blur, your body. Ooh, interesting. Second level, 1 action, 1 minute. Your body becomes blurred, shifting and wavering to all who can see. For the duration, any creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against you. An attacker is immune to this effect if it doesn't rely on sight, as with blind sight, or can see through illusions, as with true sight. That's interesting, because it could be a shimmery chrysalis.
The chrysalis is a shimmer. Like the chrysalis is a magical cocoon.
So can they still fight? I mean, in this, yes, they can.
No. No, because the minute they fight, they're not afraid anymore. They're not surprised.
That's a good point. Okay.
Like as an immediate reaction, the cloak kicks in, but the minute they take a turn, they're no longer afraid or surprised anymore.
Then you're feeling aggressive or angry.
You're feeling aggressive or angry or something like that.
Okay.
I think this is in effect until you take a movement. Until you make an attack.
That's not bad.
Okay. So, fear and sadness, fear and surprise, the blur spell kicks in until the creature makes an attack.
Okay.
So if they want to run away, they're really afraid. And
so they can't move with the blur spell, or they can
no,
move.
they can move
run.
with the blur spell. But creatures are all going to have attacks at disadvantage.
Okay.
Because they're freaked out and they're afraid.
Okay.
Which also works like if you were fighting a dragon and the dragon did fearful presence and you were afraid.
So you can imagine that the chrysalis, the cloak comes around them and also it shimmers them, it blurs them, and they're moving so fast they're just this little shimmering chrysalis through the crowd.
So I've been thinking about the logistics of this. How do we feel about this? The cloak is made of a fine silk material, but upon further inspection, there are little pockets built into the cloak with living caterpillars inside of it. The cloak isn't changing colors; the caterpillars are changing colors.
Oh my god!
Based on the emotion, they form an.
Do you have to feed the cloak?
Why not? The caterpillars form an emotional connection with the user. And like the magic comes from them, not from you.
Oh, that's neat.
It's the caterpillar's cloak.
You would have to attune to it. Because you'd have to attune to the caterpillars. It's a collective, it's a hive.
Caterpillar apostrophe S. It's not the caterpillar's cloak, it's the cloak belongs to the caterpillars, they're letting you wear it.
The caterpillar's S apostrophe.
S apostrophe.
Yes.
Yes.
Plural possessive.
Plural possessive. Caterpillars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Suddenly you have so many pets.
Requires attunement, forming a bond with the caterpillars.
Yes.
Oh, this is so good. Oh, this is good. Oh my god.
Oh, you have to lay the cloak into the grass so the caterpillars can feed.
Yeah.
You have to lay it down.
Well, no, what I do is they're
eating bits of your skin.
If you're attuned to the cloak for 1 year, it becomes the butterfly cloak. Giving the wearer all the same exact spells, but once a day you can activate the butterfly's wings, and for 1 hour gain a flying speed of 40 feet.
I love it.
But it takes a year of wearing the cloak.
I like it so much. I like it.
Oh my gosh, this is great. Okay, caterpillar's cloak.
Caterpillar does, yes, as apostrophe.
Yeah. Oh my god! And this is great because you wear it for a year. It like upgrades.
Yes.
It upgrades on its own.
Okay.
Let's come up with some of the different fear and the different effects. Right now we have sadness and disappointment blue with the misty step. We have yellow as fear and surprise with blur until attacking.
Until the creature attacks. And it's 1 minute, or is it just as long as you're fearful?
I see as long as you're fearful.
Makes sense. I like
it. As long as you're upset, like you're moving forward. Okay. Okay. So for those tuning in, we are designing a cloak. It is a magical item for Dungeons and Dragons. It's a mood cloak, the caterpillar's cloak that sort of changes color based on your mood. Right now, we need something for anger and jealousy.
Anger would be red.
It has to be.
I mean, love is also generally red, but you can always go pink with love. Because if you're going red, like
blue, yellow,
black or red is generally anger.
Okay.
So you could go in the black direction if you want to go red for love or passion.
Because we don't have green either.
Yeah, green. Jealousy is typically green.
Yeah.
Illness is something. What's weird is healing will sometimes be seen as green, and illness will also sometimes be seen as green because of the healing side. But then illness will sometimes be represented with yellow.
What level is infestation? Oh, that's a good one.
Let's check that out.
That's good. Maybe anger. Oh, Magnoth, I think I know where your head is at. The caterpillars all climb out of the cloak.
And attack. Oh, I have this spell.
You do.
My sorcerer, my
You
druid.
evil.
My druid has this spell.
You evil genius.
Yeah, you cause a cloud of my. Oh, that's right, because when we did good cop, bad cop in Wonder, and
You
I
had
took
the-
bad cop.
You had the cloud.
I attacked them with, I think, roaches.
It's a
Okay, it's a cantrip.
All right.
Cause a cloud of mites, fleas, and other parasites to appear momentarily on one creature you can see within range. They have to make a Constitution saving throw, or they take 1d6 poison damage. They move 5 feet in a random direction. I like it. There may be something along those lines, though, that's a little more powerful, and that doesn't have that side effect of them moving in a random direction.
Look
that's
up
scary.
insect swarm.
Yeah, I was just thinking along the lines of the druid spells that are like that.
Oh my god, could you imagine like pissing someone off, the cloak going bright red, like insect cloud?
Yeah.
That was it. That's the spell. Yeah, they all just sort of like jump out of this thing and start attack. Oh, this item is getting introduced.
We can put this in homebrew on DDP.
We're gonna have to, because it's getting introduced in Wonder at some point.
Oh, that's right. You have to put your homebrew items in.
Yeah.
For people to be able to put them on their sheet. I'm seeing staff of swarming insects. Let me just look up druid spells.
Okay.
Because this will be under druid spells.
Yeah. It's definitely, there's a lot of druid spells that are like insect based.
Well, I wonder why.
Insect
let me
Cloud,
look up.
5th edition.
Okay.
While holding the staff, you can use an action
What
to cast one of the following
What
spells.
level is it?
It's called Insect Plague.
Ah.
It is a 5th level spell.
Ooh.
Woof a doof.
Okay, then let's go. Let me look at the 2nd level druid spells.
Okay.
It involves insects. It's filtering. There we go. Okay, we've got no insects yet.
Oh, no. I got it.
Nothing.
I got it.
What?
Giant insect.
I looked up giant insect the other day because I was going to. I'm actually probably still going to use it.
It's not. It's a
Wednesdays.
4th level spell.
Okay.
Oh,
let me pull up 4th then.
It's a 4th level spell, but you basically are able to transform like a variation of insects into like the giant version of themselves.
Yeah, local like you can turn. Gosh, I think it's spiders, some other things because I wanted to homebrew it to cockroaches because Zuki is a cockroach person, but
Yeah.
So I couldn't use it yet till I got the chance to kind of talk and homebrew.
Okay.
Okay, you transform up to 10 centipedes, 3 spiders, 5 wasps, or 1 scorpion within range into giant versions of their natural forms for the duration. Each creature obeys your verbal commands, and in combat they act on your turn each round. So we would have to homebrew. They'd have to become like little transformers and assemble into a giant, like caterpillar, and then it would be attacking.
And I'm so into this. I'm so into these
So
these
we would
caterpillars.
have to figure out what the stats would be on a giant. It would be along the lines of a giant centipede. I think you could probably use the same stats for a giant centipede. It would be similar in movement and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, giant centipede, armor class 13, speed 30 feet, climb 30 feet.
It's got blind sight.
They get a +4 to hit. One creature. 1d4 plus 2 piercing damage. That's not that great. Let me look through the different animal things, like some of the different beasts, because that might help us. Because giant centipede just is not powerful enough to make it worth it.
Guys, let me know if this is too crazy, because I tend to go a little out there when it comes to ideas.
What? You what? Huh?
Okay.
I'm sorry. What?
The trickster domain, the trickster cleric domain. The trickster cleric domain has this ability where they're able to sort of create a duplicate of themselves that is intangible, but that can still cast spells. So what if you got really angry? They all came out, and because they were attuned to you, the insects could form a version of you. Like, you got so angry that they're like, invoke duplicity. Yeah, but like the insects all sort of swarm out and they create another version of you. And even if you weren't a cleric, a trickster cleric, you have a duplicate of you that's able to cast the spells that you have for an invoke duplicity. Yeah, that's able to.
I'll search invoke duplicity over on this one because I've got now 2 windows up for this.
Yeah.
Invoke duplicity.
Do it. Okay, I'm kind of into this.
Trickery domain.
It's part of the trickery domain, but they are so intuned to you.
Oh, that's just going into.
No. But this is good. Yeah, if you go to trickery domain.
Okay. God's up. No. We were there. Let's go back. Okay.
Right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is moving too fast for me. Okay. Clerics. Okay.
Right there. Starting at invoke duplicity.
Create a perfect illusion of yourself that lasts for 1 minute or until you lose your concentration. The illusion appears in an unoccupied space you can see within 30 feet of you. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the illusion up to 30 feet to a space you can see, but it must remain within 120 feet of you. For the duration, you can cast spells as though you were in the illusion space, but you must use your own senses. Additionally, when both you and your illusion are within 5 feet of a creature that can see the illusion, you have advantage on attack rolls against that creature, given how distracting the illusion is to the target. So you don't get extra. They're not attacking they can attack for you, but it's not like you get an extra attack.
Right.
It's more like they're a distraction.
Right.
That's actually good because it's not.
It's not overpowered.
Powerful. Like, it's not like you're getting an extra turn.
But it gives the player an extra toy to play with if they're not a trickster domain cleric.
Yeah.
Invoke duplicity?
I like it. I really like it.
All right, perfect. You can only do it once a day. Once a day.
Okay. And I'm going to finish doing, just in case there's something really, really cool. I'm going to go back to these insects just in case there was something.
They are distraction, but you can still cast from their space too. It's versatility.
Awesome.
Yeah. This is good, man. Oh my god, I'm into this. Okay, so we have sadness and disappointment. We have fear and surprise. We have anger and jealousy, and we need love and joy.
Is this like a charm person, maybe?
Okay, so upon initial thought, I thought love and joy would be good for a charm person. But if you're into somebody, do you really want to be charming them?
Yeah.
Is this a negative side effect of having the cloak on?
Okay, just as a side thing, if you didn't invoke duplicity along the line of the insects thing,
Okay.
there is swarm of insects.
Okay.
Swarm of insects, armor class of 12, hit points 22, resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing because it's a swarm. Immune to being charmed, frightened, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, prone, restrained, stunned. However, the melee weapon attack is +3 to hit, and it's 4d4 piercing damage, or 2d4 piercing damage if the swarm has half of its hit points or fewer.
Okay.
So there's also something to be said for this swarm of insect attack, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. You know what? I'll let you guys decide. Do you guys want the invoke duplicity, or do you want the swarm of insects? So you guys get to vote. Any bits donated count for double votes.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so you've been missing the conversation that's been happening.
Okay, yeah.
The downside to the
Sorry, I was reading.
The downside to the cloak is
Yeah.
if you love somebody, you're automatically casting the charm spell, so you don't know if it's you or the charm.
Oh God, that's
It's
awful.
the downside to it. Like if you have the cloak on, you don't know if they're
That's
genuinely
hideous.
like.
So you're getting what you want, but you don't know if you're getting it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, this is.
That's so
but we bring up a good point. Like, who was it that said that's the downside? Every good magic item needs a downside.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Audie, every magic item needs a downside. Like, you're perpetually casting.
Put it on day. I know. This could be
That's
awful.
horrible.
The first person I thought of when you talked about this cloak was Day.
See, I wasn't even thinking of Day. I'm thinking of like Nyx. Like to have this extra thing to the side. Because Nick doesn't genuinely like love it. But
the second he does.
The second all of you are around him and he grows attached to this cloak and realizes that it may be influencing.
Okay, but there are lots and lots of different types of love. Are we talking romantic love when you feel romantic love, or when you feel any kind of love for someone? Because
I think it's romantic love. I think it's love or
what about lust?
Love and lust, and we make it pink. If you're happy, if you're in your natural state of things, if you're existing, it's a plain silk green cloak, the color of a caterpillar.
Okay.
It's a beautiful silk green.
Hey, if you're just joining us, we are designing a cloak for our Tuesday night campaign Wonder. And so this is the caterpillar's cloak. It's a cloak that's made up of all these little tiny caterpillars in it. And so each color has a kind of spell that you get when you are genuinely feeling that emotion.
Welcome to Homebrew and Brews. Cheers.
We're going to need more brews.
You're going to need more
I know.
Okay. Give me a percentage, chat room. Because we're violet is the color
For Lanterns of Love.
I think violet is better.
I like it because it's different than
It's
just
different.
plain red and pink.
Good call, Magnoff.
Thank you, Magnoth.
I need someone to cast lock to animals on these little guys.
Ooh, yeah.
That's
I
really
can't make
good.
him talk like that. I don't have any high voice anymore. I talked so much this weekend. I have no like
The
high
big little
register.
caterpillars. What if we made them talk like Bjork? Oh, hello, I said meet the caterpillars.
Tell me about yourself, little caterpillars. I have to hear this voice.
We are here to protect you and make you safe from the bad guys. Because when the bad guys, they come to find you, we don't want to be killed too.
Do you turn colors, or does your cloak turn colors?
We turn the colors, but we are the cloak.
You turn the colors and you are the cloak?
Yes. We have to make that. It has to be some sort of like Bjork, like, that's okay. With this, we are very happy to be with you. You are a new house.
Oh my gosh,
You are
I love it
house
so
and we
much.
go with you.
Okay, how do you feed them? Do you have to like lay it down in the grass, or do you just like throw bits of leaves at them? Like, how do you feed the caterpillars?
If we want to be nice about it, we lay the cloak on the ground.
That's
like
what I
in
was thinking. You like lay the cloak on the ground at night or something.
If
like
we
that.
don't want to be nice about it, a destroyed enemy, you lay the cloak on them, in a few seconds they're gone.
Oh, that's creepy.
I'm letting the chat pick that one.
Oh my gosh, that's disturbing.
Do we want?
By the way, how do I disintegrate skeletons? I've got a closet full of skeletons.
I've got a closet full of skeletons. Second option. Audie, Magnoff, what do you think?
Well, of course Audie says the second option. Come on, like we couldn't predict that.
Honestly, it would be incentive for rogues to wear the cloak to begin with. Like if you had something that instantly got rid of a body.
Oh my god! Well, that's an extra added
bonus
to the cloak.
Is it a bonus action to disintegrate a body? Woo. Okay. I think eating a body. I think eating the bad guy.
So gross.
Of course, Audie is a weirdo. We all know this. I think putting it on a slain enemy. Once a day.
Every so often.
Every
well,
so.
how do you make
No.
once a day?
Like no. Every so often. Every so often.
Jeez.
All right.
Violent much?
Putting it on an enemy feeds the caterpillars. I mean, give either option, but maybe laying it out have a benefit over the enemy.
Oh, like you get certain benefits by laying it on an enemy versus laying it on the grass?
I mean, a benefit laying it on the ground as opposed to the enemy food.
Huh.
It's good for RPing. I kind of like the first thing better. I kind of like
blood fuels the caterpillars in a different way.
Well, no, like you have advantage on
nature.
perception checks. Like we steal a little bit from the hunter ranger favorite enemy thing. Like if the caterpillars
like
eat an orc
day.
for the next week or so, they have advantage on tracking and doing perception checks when it comes to tracking.
Oh, that's kind of neat. And that's simple enough that it wouldn't, because you don't want to get too complicated because there's so much going on here.
Yeah.
That could be interesting, because if you know you're going to be tracking orcs for a week, then you make sure to like track down an orc and slay an orc
Feed it
enemy.
to the cloak.
It's so gross. I love it.
Okay.
If they're a killy person, they eat dead bodies. If they're not killy people, grass. Yeah, like Thoe would not lay it on dead enemies. There's no way. She would be like, no, my caterpillars are vegetarian.
Okay, so if you feed it grass, the
I'm sorry. No, my caterpillars are vegetarian. I'm sorry, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold your head and hang on to your soul. Cloak is coming to eat the world whole. If we wear it, we might have a chance. But whatever we offer you, don't feed the cloak. Sorry.
This has been your musical interlude for the day. There will be more. Whatever.
Caterpillars are herbivores, but magic.
Yes, but I know. That's why Thoe would only feed it plants.
I think we should have a way to identify, though. I think if the cloak eats grass, the color is a natural green color.
Ooh, but it's eating, once it eats bodies, it's not. No, because its natural color can't be red.
No, but it could be gray, showing the sort of morally gray color of the of the person like feeding them.
I don't know. It gets creepy, but I mean it's good. But I don't. Black.
Black.
Because it becomes almost necromancy. In a way, like the necromancy color is generally black, and if you're feeding it dead things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whatever the flesh of the thing it ate. They're malnourished after eating a body and sick. Oh.
Which is good as long as there would be a reason, an advantage to do it. But then you have to end up messing with all of your spells because they're malnourished and sick. So there's got to be a reason to do it.
I like whatever the flesh of the thing they ate is. So if they eat grass, it's green. They just change the color of the thing that they ate, which is awkward as hell because they eat a regular human. They're skin colored.
Ew.
That's the downfall.
So gross.
You're walking around with like either a
flesh-colored
cloak, a gross, or you're walking around with this pretty like green cloak. Do that. That's what they're doing. And we're not going to overcomplicate it. They just take on the color of.
Because green sea turtles eat green seagrass, and that's why they're green.
Right, and flamingos eat shrimp, and that's why they're shrimp colored.
So the caterpillars, if they eat grass, they're pretty green.
I like it. I like it a lot. It's something simple. It's something easy. Okay, cool.
Your flesh-colored cloak. Ah.
All right, so what is the percentage that if you are in love with someone, that you're casting the charm person on them? Because I don't want it to be 100% of the time. Like, I want it to be like a 50-50 chance.
Oh, like a charm person working?
Yeah.
Well, with charm person, normally you have to make a spell save anyway.
And the cloaks eat drow, and now they're purple. Oh, it's a pretty purple.
Here, let me just look up charm person and see what this spell save is.
Charm person is a first level spell?
It's early. Like, I think it's first level because I've had it from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's first level. Now, you can also get at a higher level, like charm monster, I think.
Charm monster.
Charm person / monster.
Charm monster is overpowered though. Like it's something.
Okay,
like...
charm person first level, 1 action, 30 feet, 1 hour. It must make a wisdom saving throw and does so with advantage if you or your humans are fighting it. If it fails the saving throw, it's charmed by you until the spell ends or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it.
No, Audie. Bad Audie. No Volupta eaten by caterpillars.
What's she gonna do?
Poor Volupta eaten by caterpillars.
Oh, no.
No.
Okay. All right, when
it's a burp.
When you cast it using a second level or higher. Oh, that's just mean.
Purple with white streaks.
That's just mean.
It is.
Don't kill Volupta.
I'm not. I have to. When they find the cloak.
I'm not. I have to.
I'm not killing Volupta, but when the Wonder Crew finds the cloak, it'll be purple with white streaks. It'll be an inside joke for everybody that turned into Homebrew and Brew with you.
You. Boop. 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 Boop.
Okay.
I can't reach that far. Okay. Second level or higher, you can target 1 additional creature, but I don't think that works super well charming 2 different people. Let me look up charm monster.
I still think that's a really high
It might
level.
be. It might. No, I don't think it is because I have it. I'm trying to remember which character has. Oh, no, it's 4th level. Never mind.
Spell.
Never mind. I must have just gotten it with.
Plus, you're probably not going to be
Suki,
feeling love if you see a monster.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
some people are into
charm
that.
person.
I'm not here to judge. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Homebrew and Brew, where we drink beer and hang out and talk. And you guys help us homebrew magical items. We're working on a cloak right now. I want to come up with something that when they're in love and the color of the cloak changes, a sort of maybe a downside or a side effect. And our lovely audience have at this point monsters.
Wow. He's not going to read that one out loud.
Hey, listen. Everything is somebody something. So I'm not here to judge.
I want to read Charm Monster just because.
I'm just here.
Now I have to read it. Thanks
if you call the monster manual one more time, I don't know, man. Monster Fucker Cloak is really good. The
husband catalog. Okay, you attempt to charm a creature you can see within range. It must make a wisdom saving throw. All the same stuff for a charm creature.
Bugbear. More like bugware, am I right?
Yeah, it's just that it's a monster rather than a humanoid, I guess. No. But everything is exactly the same.
I think it's a...
But the idea of it being someone you're in love with,
I think it's a 50-50 shot that the spell goes off. But I think the downside is scribe. I think the downside is they automatically fail the save.
Who fails the save?
The object of affection.
But then it's not a 50-50 shot. Oh, 50-50 shot's cast.
50-50 shot, it's cast.
But if it's cast,
there is no
50-50 shot that it hits them.
There is no saving throw.
Do you know?
The DM does.
But the player
doesn't.
So if they're acting towards you all in love and stuff, you don't know. There's a 50% chance that it's because of the cloak and a 50% chance that it's from themselves.
That's heartbreaking.
And technically, it could be that the cloak did it, but they felt that way anyway.
It could be.
Or it could be that they didn't feel that way and the cloak did it.
And the thing is, if they felt...
And you'll know in an hour, and they'll know in an hour.
No.
Oh, God. They'll know in an hour.
They'll know in an hour.
And you'll know based on whether or not in an hour they tell you, hey, you just, like, charmed me.
Listen, I might genuinely have feelings for you, but you have to take the cloak off. I don't want you to wear this around me anymore. I know you formed a bond with these caterpillars, but it's the bugs or me.
Oh, my gosh.
The caterpillar's cloak.
Now, okay, so you're romantically involved with someone.
Okay.
They like you like them,
Mm-hmm.
you're wearing the cloak.
Mm-hmm.
At any given time, the cloak could still be casting charm person on them?
Yes.
So how frequently does this happen? Does this happen once a day?
You and I are in a relationship.
Okay.
And we love each other.
We are.
We love each other very much.
It's true.
We're also watching Umbrella Academy and that girl using her power against her loved ones.
Yeah.
Like, you can still love someone and not want to get into an argument with them, and then this spell
God.
kicks off.
You're
like,
in the middle of an argument, and all of a sudden you inadvertently cast charm person.
the caterpillars are jealous.
And all of a sudden the fight is over because they're like, you know what, you're right. I love you so much. You're amazing. And then an hour later they're like, what? What did you... No, I was pissed. So are you deciding to cast it, or do the caterpillars decide when to cast it?
The DM...
Like the DM,
the DM has to roll.
When to cast it.
And I almost feel like 50% is too much. I almost feel like there's a 25% chance. Because you're not charming them. Audie brings up the fact you're not charming them.
The caterpillars are.
The caterpillars are, but you're wearing the
Caterpillars
cloak.
are deciding. Is there a limit on a number of times per day?
I think all of the spell's effects should be able to be used
Once per
once
day.
until the cloak is fed.
Oh, so it's like a short rest for the cloak.
Well, yes, but like...
Or is it a long rest for the cloak? It's a long rest?
I think the cloak needs to be fed, but I feel like that's a process.
Okay, so that's an 8 hour, that's a long rest for the cloak.
Long rest for the cloak.
Long rest for the caterpillars to recharge, so each one can be used one time.
Right.
And then the caterpillars need a long rest.
Because over the course of the fight...
So, if you're outside and you're camping... No, because they're living things. I was going to say, can you lay down on the cloak for the night? Like,
Yes.
that's your cloak that you're laying down. No, because you're smushing caterpillars.
Yeah, the caterpillars are like... They're magical. They're durable. They're resistant. Because you're also going to be swimming in this cloak. You're also going to be traversing through any sort of hellish terrain. Like,
Just picture you're laying down on this swarming mass of caterpillars, just munching on grass.
if you were to look at the cloak when that is happening, you would find the caterpillars misty stepping to pockets that aren't squished, and then misty stepping back.
Okay, so you can't lay on the cloak. It doesn't bother caterpillars. They're like, oh, we love you. We want to be close to you. We want to be closer than that other person is to you.
Yeah. If I was feeling really evil, if you don't feed the cloak, they start feeding your HP, your max HP starts to
Yes, do it. If you don't remember to feed the cloak, it starts feeding on you.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, and then people will discover it. Like, they won't know. They won't know they have to feed the cloak, and then all of a sudden their health's going to start dropping and they don't understand why.
Not their health, their max HP, their vitality, like the essence of who they are.
Yes.
And then the minute they feed the cloak, that max HP goes back up.
Or is it better? Is it clearer if you just?
I think
they drain you. They're eating your energy, not your person.
They're eating your energy, not your person.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
They're
like
draining energy from you. They get their energy from the grass or from a living.
Magnon said, like telepathy, like yeah, like there's a bond. Smacking on your life force.
Yeah. That life force tastes so good.
It's a yummy. Okay, 25% chance of casting charm.
Soul pillars. Solar pillars.
Stop it.
Solar pillars.
No, absolutely
Oh my God, I love
not. But you would know. Once you attune, they tell you have to feed. But if you're in a place where they can't feed, how long do we give them before they start snacking on you?
Well, they need to every long rest. So during your first long rest, if you haven't fed them,
what? Your maxing?
Or do we give a person an extra day before they get hungry enough to start snacking on your solar pillar?
48 hours is good.
Like you get 2 days. But if you talk to them beforehand, you're like, hey, do you eat food?
No, you
They'll
won't
tell
have
you.
to, because once you're attuned, you're communicating with the cloak. You know exactly what the cloak wants. You know exactly what the cloak wants to eat.
How long does it take to attune to it?
A
long
long rest. It's
So
it's like
they'll tell you
attuning
anyway, because
to
once you're attuned, you know it needs to eat.
Right.
Oh, but if you forget,
snackety snack, they eat back. Ah!
so you know from early on. The second you're attuned, you know that that's the rule. But if you forget, if you forget to say, I mean, people can't really retcon that, like, oh yeah, I forgot. Naturally, I laid the cloak down. Do you have to say it before every long rest? I'm laying the cloak down.
No. I think as a DM, you just have to be aware, like, hey, listen, you're underwater. This underwater adventure is taking 5 days. What are you feeding the cloak? Or I'm feeding it this fish. Okay, the cloak takes on a gray color. Like, you need to specifically say, like,
I like it.
ooh, this is good. Ooh, this is good. Feeding the cloak. Snackety snack, they eat. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our very first homebrew and brew with you. And it's taken us to the hour.
Oh my gosh.
Did we have fun? Did we enjoy it?
Should we do more of these? Should we homebrew more stuff? We didn't even get to like NPCs or...
Well,
what was the other thing we were talking about?
We were talking about NPCs, we were talking about magical items, we were talking about creatures. Yeah.
Oh, joy.
I think
we've
happiness
got
and joy...
anger.
We've
got anger,
we have
fear.
anger and jealousy.
Okay, right. But there's red cloak. Red cloak is anger, jealousy.
Right.
Jealousy is usually green, but
Okay, so anger and
aggression, like anger, because you can feel aggressive without feeling.
why don't we
angry.
say malice, hatred?
Okay, anger and hatred. Yeah. And do we also count aggression? Like if you're in the middle of battle and you're feeling, because you may not hate your enemy, you may not feel angry towards them, but you're feeling aggressive.
But I say we leave that to the enemy. That's anger, aggression, anger. Like you can make an argument as a player to be like,
Okay.
cool, I invoke like this.
So
and,
red
like,
cloak, anger, etc.
Yeah.
Yellow cloak, fear. Got it.
Okay.
Blue cloak, sadness.
Right. Blue cloak, sadness and disappointment is
Purple
misty
cloak
stuff.
is in
Violet,
love.
love and joy, a charmed person. 25% of them, they automatically fail the DC, and as long as that color is up, they are charmed by you.
Okay, so is joy your neutral color, or is
don't
extreme
know.
joy its own thing?
I don't know. What do you do if you're joyful? You like, because I feel like that one could be abused. And happiness. You guys help me out with this one because I think Magnoff, you brought up joy or like happiness and stuff like that. What if we tied into the bar?
Joy, excitement.
Inspire? Like you have an inspiration dice? Like I'm talking about like the bard's inspiration.
Yeah.
Like if you give it a permanent dancing lights.
It's sparkly.
To feel the rhythm of life. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it becomes a disco ball. Disco cloak.
Yeah, the rogues are not touching this
No.
thing. The rogues aren't going anywhere near this thing.
That's funny. I'm stealthing, but I'm super happy about it. I'm so excited to stealthy stealth. Don't be happy to stealthy stealth. What were we looking for? Oh, inspired. Inspire. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Well, that's not coming up. Oh, it's not coming up.
Hey,
as spelled.
actually, I have an idea. You're peppy, right? So you're like full of confidence, right?
Okay.
Like you're happy. It's that feeling that like you're untouchable and stuff like that.
Okay.
Would you look up the spell or the ability cutting words? I think it's a bard ability. Cutting words.
Okay.
I'm stealth, and I'm gonna solidifize.
Lore.
Glittery, shiny.
It's in College of Lore.
Yeah, at 3rd levels, you know how to use your wit to distract someone.
It does this thing where, okay.
You learn how to use your wit to distract.
Distract, confuse, and otherwise sap the confidence and competence of others. When a creature you can see within 60 feet of you makes an attack roll, an ability check, or a damage roll, you can use your reaction to expend one of your uses of Bardic Inspiration.
Thank you, Meredith. We love you too. Thank you for being the first person to cheer bits on Homebrew and Brews with you.
With you. You can use your reaction to expend one of your uses of Bardic Inspiration, rolling a Bardic Inspiration die and subtracting the number rolled from the creature's roll. You can choose to use this feature after the creature makes its roll, but before the DM determines whether the attack roll or ability check succeeds or fails, or before the creature deals its damage.
Yeah.
The creature is immune if it can't hear you or if it's immune to being charmed.
Good. Perfect. I think you get cutting words. I think you get 3 charges of it.
Okay. No, but you said you can only use them once per day, so
I think you get 1 charge of cutting words, rolling a d8. If you're already a bard and have that ability, you get to roll it at advantage. You roll 2 d8s to take the higher of the 2. Advantage.
Especially because everything else there, I think, is a 2nd level spell. This is a 3rd level.
Yeah. Cutting words, you get access to cutting words. So you're channeling that happiness through you, and you're making somebody like lose their footing at once. But if you're already a bard and you have that, you can roll the d8 twice. Like this is a cloak made for, I would say, wizards. I would say druids because of the ability to communicate with the
you can talk
butterflies. Bards.
You can talk to cloaks.
You can talk to bards. I like this. What do we think about this? Cutting words. But with access to that, if you weren't a bard, this would be like super powerful. But if you are a bard, the advantage I think on that D8 is enough to sort of change a game around a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. For joy.
I like.
What's the color for joy? Right now we have blue for sadness, yellow for fear and surprise, anger for hatred.
Red, orange is often like zeal and things like that. So orange is sometimes a joyful color. Gosh, we've got yellow.
We've got yellow.
Green is its neutral. Blue is sad. Purple is love. We don't have a lot of choices left.
What if we did rainbow? What if we did sparkly?
I like it. I mean, rainbows or sparkles, it's like a shimmery...
Sparkly, shimmery, sparkles, jolly, twinkle, jingly.
I mean, it doesn't have to be garish or anything. It can just be like a shimmery...
Sparkly shimmer.
Shimmery cloak.
Yeah. I'm into this. Ladies and gentlemen, the Caterpillar's Cloak. Lots of weird notes, but we have it. We have a magical homebrewed item in an hour, and it's a pretty amazing iridescent on whatever color.
Iridescent. Yeah, I like the wording of iridescent.
Iridescent. I'll add that.
Yeah, write that. That's good.
Write that.
Yay, Magnon.
Iridescent. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Homebrew and Brew with you has designed its very first magical item to be featured in this week's episode of Wonder.
Ooh, tune in on Tuesday.
So tune in on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern as a group of adventurers take on Wonderland as they sort of travel about and have their adventures. And Audie and Magnoth and Meowdith and D. Whaler, thank you so much for contributing tonight. Honestly, in my wildest dreams, I couldn't have come up with some of this stuff. This is really, really, really cool. And I think we're going to have to do this again. And then just because it pushes toward wonder again. And God, we have some creative, amazing people in our life that follow this channel. So I cannot thank you enough. So be sure to follow, subscribe.
Click that little heart.
Click that little heart up in the upper corner. We don't pay for any sort of advertising. So anything that you do and tell your friends about is amazing to us. So
Ooh, announcements too, because this Friday we have...
this Friday on the channel is the holiday special where we're celebrating all the holidays. We're drinking. Some of us are getting out of school a little bit on that day because
I do get out of school.
You do get out of school.
Oh my gosh, yes! Oh my God.
So you can join us for the holidays special here on the channel. The next Friday, something new that we have, and we'll be uploading a graphic to the Discord this evening. We will. We have a graphic to upload.
For next Friday, yes.
For next Friday.
Yes.
We are going to be participating in a charity stream with some friends of ours, and I want to make sure
it is a fundraiser for the Trevor Project. If you're not familiar with the Trevor Project, please look it up online. It's amazing. They're doing a lot of good out there, and we are teaming up with some other streamers to raise funds. We will have a direct URL.
We're teaming up with the STDs.
What? You're right.
The STDs, the Small Terrible Dragonborn. It's an amazing Twitch channel and group of individuals, the STD, to raise money for the Trevor Project. So you can check in on the Discord. We'll have a little thing set up for that.
We will have a URL for direct donations so that you know that every penny you are spending is going directly to the Trevor Project.
We'll encourage people to follow that link, but if anybody doesn't get the memo and instead wants to donate bits that night,
all bits go there too.
We'll make sure all the bits go to the Trevor Project and that evening. So it's going to be amazing.
So that's this Friday. Mm-hmm. Oh, we have a this Thursday we do have a Creative Chaos. Gypsy Wolf and I are going to be making something. I've got a few ideas. I need to send them through to her. She's not on right now, but we're bouncing ideas back and forth. And then next Thursday, the day before that charity stream, we've also got some...
that next Thursday. I haven't even talked about this. I haven't announced this yet. So we'll break it here. We had such a huge response to our D&D 101 that I'm creating another training level for those interested in learning how to play Dungeons & Dragons, because we had so many people that were into it and so many people that wanted to get into it but weren't able to, and already it's filling up. So next Thursday, like I said, we'll post all of this in the Discord, and we'll probably have a scheduled channel set up, but next Thursday we have another D&D 101 with Professor McCoy, as he leads another group of newbies. Probably have some ringers thrown in there to help out where they can. But
I was saying that so we're in the Central Florida area, and there's something about, like, Disney's amazing. I love going to Disney, but there's something about going to Disney with somebody who's never ever been to Disney before, and getting to experience that along with them, to see that joy and that amazement and that. There's something really beautiful and magical about that.
Art has certain you need good friends to help you learn about the magic of things.
But I'm telling you, it was so cool to sit next to people who, like, all of a sudden it's like something happened, and it would have been cool anyway. I mean, in any other game, but it was like, yes, and all the reactions were bigger than life, and it was just, God,
more so than that was the
beautiful.
Teenagers, the teenagers that were just like, I want to play again. Like, how do we play again? So
I ran into one of those teenagers the other day, and he was definitely chomping at the bit.
Tuesday night, don't forget to, for this week's episode of Wonder, is the very first dice giveaway on the channel. We have a set of dice that we are giving away, so it'll be our first sort of giveaway. So tune into that, chance to win free swag and all of that fun stuff. So we love you guys. That's enough announcements. Thank you for tuning in to Home Brew and Brew with you. Indigo Connect.
Yay.